Hello, welcome. It's funny doing these videos through this platform because I'm sitting there like staring at the camera, hoping that you didn't see me like do something embarrassing because when it says we're going live, it says that we've already been live for 2 minutes, even though I just hit the button. So I don't know if you saw me do something like pick my ear or something like that. Okay. So, my friends, welcome. If you're watching a replay, you might want to fast forward a couple of minutes because I'm just going to welcome people in because I'm broadcasting to a couple of different places right now. I want to talk about something today that I think is really so important. So important for us to understand when talking about anything, but especially because so many of us are focused right now on racism and oppression. And a lot of the work that I've noticed that I've ended up doing is with white people who are deciding to be the ones in their families and their communities to take the responsibility to be the one to have the conversations, to ring the bells. And I acknowledge that, and I'm grateful for that. These last 3 weeks, I did a series of free discussions, and those free discussions were the top 3 things that I see out there in the internet and the groups, and that people ask me about when engaging with this anti-racist journey. And that is, am I racist? Which we did 2 weeks ago. The top 5 things you need to fight racism. We did that last week. And then the day before yesterday, we did talking to racist and stubborn family members and community members. I put in this post of this video a link so you can go watch the replay, which is available till tomorrow, Sunday night. It's a free discussion and Q&A. I give you a very, very powerful tool on how to do this that will work for you and help you grow, and also put you in a position where if you have to engage with these racist family members, community members, that you don't have to take all the heebie-jeebies with you, so that when you engage in this way with this tool, it'll be effective in what you want to be effective in, and help them grow as well. So if you want to see that, you know where the link is. Now, having said that, there was something that came up a couple of times, and it also came up, and it comes up all the time. And it's something that came up in an interview I did with Lisa Denon-Young last week, that is also on my page. And again, it's something that I've talked to with other people who are doing DEI education, anti-racism education. It's something that you may have experienced or seen. I was talking with Corey Bennett on the phone the other day, who's also Corey Bennett Williams, who I'll be doing an interview with pretty soon here. And that is this use of shame and guilt. And I feel like I need to just keep talking about it because it keeps coming up. And we didn't get into it a lot in this free discussion, but it's something that I wanted, as I invite you to come watch this replay for this free discussion, because I know it's going to be helpful to you. I want to keep talking about it out here in the public. And that is the use of shame and guilt. The use of shame and guilt to help you cannot use, I've never seen somebody use shame and guilt to help somebody and it actually helps somebody. If what we want to create is equity and dignity and respect, shame and guilt cannot be the tool that is used to create that. That's, I have a hard time actually engaging and teaching about this because it's ludicrous to me. It's the shame and guilt are the tools that were used, 2 of the many tools that were used to create the situation that we're in the first place. Using shame and guilt to get people to do what you want to do, or want them to do, or believe what you want them to believe, or to call somebody out on something that you don't agree with are tools that the oppressor uses. You shouldn't be proud of your hair because it's not good hair. Your expression of, you're just expressing your anger. You're being erratic. Stop that. You're being too much. You don't know this information that I know. What's wrong with you? You should know by now. You know what I'm saying? Have you heard these things? Have you seen these things said? Have you seen them said in different ways? Have you seen them said to shut people down? The thing is that when people are using shame and guilt, and we see this so much in activism, we see this so much in anti-racist and allyship trainings and teachings. And let me know in the comments, because I can't see you on this. I can't see who's here, so it helps me to know when you're here. Put something in the comments. Let me know if you dig what I'm saying. The thing is that I think that there's some sort of, I don't know if it's like an ego that's at play. I don't know why this is just like a normal thing that comes, especially when we're talking about racism. But the thing is, when you use shame and guilt to teach, it shuts people down. It shuts people down. It makes them feel small. It makes them feel like they can't. And I see it I see it used in many ways, but especially when somebody might not know something that you know, when somebody hasn't learned something that you need to learn. You see it in little kids when they're ashamed and they feel and they're guilted. You see them quite physically, because kids don't lie. All right. Little kids, little small children, they don't lie. If they're ashamed and guilted, they shut down, or the temper tantrum gets worse. They're not going to hear, if shame and guilt is involved, they're not really going to hear they're not going to embody what you're trying to teach them, not with the intention you originally are trying to teach it. They might start to follow the behavior that you are shaming them and guilting them into doing, but it's always going to be accompanied with shame and guilt. Therefore, you're planting rot. So at some point, it's going to turn, whatever they learn to do from you, it is rotting from within. There's always going to be some sort of issue, some sort of trauma attached to that. So when we're talking about a major trauma like racism, the racist systems, to inject more shame and guilt in that is just growing the rot. You see what I'm saying? Let me know. So I don't use shame and guilt in my practices. If you want to know a little more about that, I talked about this with Lisa did in Yana interview. Just scroll up and down on my pages, you'll find it. One thing she pointed out, I think is very important, is that it doesn't mean you're not going to feel shame and guilt. To engage with racism, anti-racism, to really challenge the oppressive systems that we're living in, that have been created, that are being dismantled and burnt down, and I bless that. You're going to feel, it doesn't matter what color you are, you're going to feel shame and guilt from within you, because it's already been put into you by these systems. It's already part of the oppression. It's part of how capitalism can thrive. It's already in you. We don't need to add more. Okay? So let it be okay that you feel those things, but be discerning about whether somebody's using those things to teach you, whether somebody's using those things to correct you or call you up. It is, I believe it is unacceptable. Okay. Something that Corey Bennett Williams had said, and I'm going to try to interview her next week, is some people are sort of getting high, or some people are sort of just looking for white guilt for their reparations, right? Whether that be or white guilt just to make themselves feel better about what they know. And my advice here, my guidance here is to still steer clear of that. We don't need hurting each other because we're hurt, just causes more hurt. All right. And for those of you who are like, yeah, but I need to express it. Like, you don't have to hurt other people to express your pain, express your anger, express your rage and your fury, express it. You don't have to guilt other people to do it though. That, quite honestly, doing that would probably feed more of those vibrations, those feelings that need to burn off. So anyway, I wanted to make this video to pass this message on to you, because I am fatigued with the way I am seeing shame and guilt used to help people. Again, please, if you're listening to this, know that I'm putting quotes around help people. I'm fatigued with it, and I want to spread this message around again and again and again. It does not matter the situation you're talking about. If somebody needs you to stop talking because what you're saying is racist or very supremacist or offensive or whatever, somebody needs you to stop talking. There's so many ways to ask you to do that, to let you know that you need to do that without shaming or guilting you. There's so many ways. There's so many ways to handle people that are perpetuating these racist, oppressive systems without shaming or guilting them. And I'll go this far too. We can inspire people to vote the way we want them to. We can deal with people in power way we want to deal with people in power and take them out of power without ever having shamed or guilted them. It's a shallow game. We don't have to play it. You could dislike somebody, be turned off and sickened by the sight of them, and still never have to shame or guilt them to turn that around or to inspire other people. So, okay, I think I've said my piece. I think you get it. I think you feel it. Let me know in the comments. If you want to, if you are coming from WAMI listening to this, the group is private. You can't share from WAMI. It's just a setting we can't change. However, you can come to my Alexandra Loves page or my personal Alexandra Loves page and share this video from there. And lastly, I made this video to talk about this, but also to invite you to a free discussion replay that ends tomorrow. And it's talking to your racist and stubborn family members and community members, understanding it better, and also a tool that will help you every single time. And I want you to have that tool. So please do click that registration link, and as soon as you register, you have access to it until tomorrow night. So thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for sharing the video. And I have most gratitude for you trying this on, what I'm saying, these concepts, for trying it on and considering it for yourself. So that's it. Big love to you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, bye-bye.